Let's move away from Superman for a little bit. We're gonna pop actually over to Sony, and this is actually kind of an interesting story here, where they have finally decided, yeah, you can't make any more bad movies. The CEO, the Sony CEO, acknowledges that the bar has been raised for Marvel adaptation. This is Josh Wilding reporting. Despite agreeing to share Spider-Man with Marvel Studios after The Amazing Spider-Man 2 served as an abrupt end to that franchise, Sony Pictures decided to forge ahead with its own slate of Marvel movies. It's hard to blame the studio, as the genre has become a guaranteed moneymaker. That was apparent from Venom grossing $856 million in 2018, despite largely negative reviews. However, with Avid Arad, I think I said that right, calling the shots, Sony hasn't exactly delivered quality comic book adaptations. Venom Let There Be Carnage and Venom The Last Dance were middling efforts in the eyes of many critics and fans, but the likes of Morbius, Madam Web, and Kraven the Hunter were outright disasters. Oddly, the animated Spider-Verse movies rank among the best superhero movies ever. Sony, along with Warner Brothers' DCEU titles and Marvel Studios' flood of MCU content, has contributed to the superhero fatigue issue plaguing Hollywood. Now, Sony Pictures CEO Ravi Ahuja, I really hope I said that right, I don't feel like I did, has acknowledged that the bar has been raised when it comes to delivering a successful Marvel blockbuster. There was a period of time where anything superhero was almost guaranteed to do well. I think the bar for superhero movies, it was relatively low. In the mid-2010s, pretty much all of them would do incredible business. But now even superhero movies have to have a degree of originality. They have to add something different. They have to have an emotional connection. They have to be cultural events that can be marketed that way. As he expressed optimism that Spider-Man Brand New Day will do well for Sony. Still, he's always aware that you can't make a bad movie, suggesting the studio has learned its lesson from the diminishing returns of its previous Marvel output. The fact is, Sony has access to a spectacular roster of characters, and if they're handled well, imagine a movie led by Spider-Man's clone Ben Reilly, we couldn't be in store for some amazing results. Addressing Hollywood's overall struggles, Ahuja later said, it's a bit of marketing, but it's making it an event that people want to go out to theaters and watch together as well. It's always been the case. I think it's just even tougher than it used to be. Sony has put its Marvel movies on hold after Kraven flopped, though Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse is on the way, as is a Spider Noir TV series. Will the studio finally start taking advantage of its Spider-themed heroes? That's the hope, though whether Sony can be trusted not to tarnish the Spider brand is hard to say. If one thing should be clear to Ahuja, it's that Arad needs to go. Okay, I got a lot of feelings about these quotes. It's actually feels like someone going, yeah, man, like a brand new boss coming in and being like, hey, y'all, as a company, we need to make money. Money is important. Water is wet. People need 8 hours of sleep, and you should eat at least twice a day, if not 3. Bro, what do you mean that they should have a degree of originality and that they should have an emotional connection? You mean a movie? Like I'm genuinely kind of upset by these comments, because it feels like you were trying to tell us something that we just never thought of, like that. And clearly you were making your movies with nothing but just, it got Spider-Man and it'll do just fine. If that's genuinely what we thought you were doing, but you're admitting to doing that, it feels like a slap in the face. I don't know how you feel about it, Chris.
This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. So you and I make decisions every day, but PrizePicks, being right, can get you paid. That's what we want. Don't miss any of the excitement this season. Go to PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. So, football coming up. For me, I know sometimes I should wait with the Giants, but I'm always looking for that magic, and they're gonna bring it this year. So for me, that's what I'm always looking at. I'm always looking at the Giants and looking for things that can happen. And for me, I have been very beneficial with certain things when it comes to PrizePicks. It's pretty fun. It's simple, to be honest with you. And you can highlight some of your favorite players, and it's pretty great. So you can do something, whether it's, hey, so-and-so is going to have more or less than one rushing touchdowns. There's going to be more or less than 2.5 passing touchdowns. So, and you can pick the player and you can go that way. It's pretty amazing. So PrizePicks, it's simple to play. You just pick more or less on I don't know, 2 to 6 players, stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in. PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Download the app today and use that code Christian to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code Christian to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It is good to be right.
One, I love that it's Spider-Man, it's fine sounded just like Willem Dafoe. Now my headcanon is going to be that Green Goblin. He's in the boardroom. He's doing this stuff. It does feel like, wow, you had so little respect for your audience, because listening to all of that, everything, it just feels like you should take a long sip of tea and stare back at him like, yep. Yeah, no, that's what we've all said. And I don't say that to mean it's so easy to make a movie. It's so hard to make a movie. It's really hard to make a good movie. But this idea that you could just sail through by having certain IP is a complete joke. You obviously have to have a story that has heart, that has good characters, that has worthwhile things for your audience to gravitate to. Sure, there's some things every now and then, like the Minecraft movie, where it's just we're so hyped about chicken jockey that fine, this will make all the money.
Right.
But to say we really have to up our game because apparently some of these other Marvel movies or DC movies start having feelings and thoughts is bananagrams.
And what that feels like to me more than anything is you 1,000% missed the point of why things were successful in the first place. Like, when you look at the original Iron Man movie, yes, oh man, he came through and he dodged a tank bullet and he shot a missile into a tank and it blew. Oh, that was crazy. Oh my God. It was the connection to Tony of being an asshole, being kidnapped, realizing that he should maybe be a better human, and the growth that happened with him on top of him doing cool shit. Like if you took that same premise to mobster movies, we don't love The Godfather and Goodfellas and all that just because it's like, hey, you know, and we're doing crime, mafia. It's, you know, I know it was you. I know it was you, for like, you broke my heart. It's that moment of like, oh, bro, that is why genre is nothing more than putting your clothes on. I still want to know who's wearing the clothes. And that to me is just disheartening to think that the people at the top are still that disconnected to not understand the audience that they're trying to serve.
Well, and especially when they have one of the best, most well-received superhero movies with the Spider-Verse films, with the concept of anyone could wear the mask. You could wear the mask. The mask isn't what matters. It's who's underneath it is what matters, and how they choose to show up in this world. You have a whole trilogy happening about that. And now this memo goes out? Are you watching your own movies? What's happening?
That's the thing that's crazy to me, because like I'm thinking about their 3 kind of bomb of movies in Madam Web, Kraven, and Morbius, and that was the whole thing. I felt no connection to any of those characters whatsoever. Like they didn't do any sort of job to make there be a connection to those characters. And again, why, even though it, like, you know, the whole argument about animated, it shouldn't matter one way or the other, but looking at the Spider-Verse films, it's because of the heart that is there. It's because we are so tied to Miles and his personal growth and his connection to these other spider people and their own story. That's why people are gravitating towards it so hard. It's even why, though the Venom movies aren't great, having the connection between Venom and Eddie is still the best character development out of their live action adaptations on their own that we've seen.
Those are fun. They're fun movies.
They're fun.
I like them. Have a good time. A Venom horse, a symbiote horse, let's go. I love it. I'm here for all of that nonsense. I think it's great. Oh,
absolutely. Yeah.
I will say I did get to look at some pages, and I don't know if they were dummy sides, but I did get to look at some pages from Spider Noir, because I had a student who's auditioning for it, and for just a tertiary role, nothing spoilery or anything.
Yeah.
But it seemed rad. It seemed
Yeah.
really, really cool and so focused on that noir aspect, so focused on that type of storytelling. And so I do have hopes for that. I do hope them kind of peeling back and going, hey, let's focus. Let's do what Marvel's, on-screen, big screen movies are doing too. Let's focus on that quality, not the quantity. I really hope that one delivers, because that seems like it has so much potential, especially because I love that comic run. I think it's so cool. And I think this could be a really fun show.
I mean, look, I certainly hope it is. My introduction to Spider Noir was the Shattered Dimensions game, which cannot be found anywhere anymore. I'm so sad. Like you just have to have a hard copy somewhere, because whatever the studio was destroyed, or like they folded, and their rights were bought out, and whoever bought those rights have just been like, nope, it's shut down permanently. We're not really. That game is so good, Chris.
That game's amazing.
So good.
I went to the Comic-Con presentation for that game. It was my first Comic-Con. I met
really?
Stanley. It was magical. I got to see him in a corner and run up to him and be like, I'm so excited about this game, but I love you. My guy, do you know about Game Dude here in the Valley?
Yeah, it's like yes. It's like a used game store place, and they have they refurbish systems and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, they are the best. They probably have it. If you need it, if you need a hard copy.
Probably like a G though, because it's like we have 5 copies, and a new like a PlayStation 2 is going to cost you a mint. But
that's fair.
If I can haggle them down, it might be worth it, man.
There you go.
But that being said, what do y'all think about the comments from the CEO about you can't make a bad movie? Are you as disappointed in those kind of words as we are? Or are you like, look, guys, you're being a little bit too ridiculous. It's not that serious. Let us know what you think in the comments as we go into our last story for now.